What does your study tell you about the nature of the racial piece here of the Tea Party? A resumption of the old South, of the way things were before the Civil War, for example. When you get, is it like that old dreamy nostalgia you get in the old movies, you know what I mean, Gone with the Wind? Is it that kind of America they want to bring back, or what? Where there were no gays, where blacks were slaves, where the Mexicans were in Mexico. I mean, is this what they want?
All right, folks. Chris Matthews, and might I add, the winner of the Ku Klux Klan Job Award, the Ku Klux Klan Job Award for smearing conservatives with phony racism charges. Of the best notable quotables 2013, done every year by the Media Research Center, and it is the 26th annual. And for the, I think, third or fourth year in a row, I was one of the judges. I'm happy and proud to say. And joining us right now to talk about this is the Director of Media Analysis at the Media Research Center, Rich Noyes. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Good. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that kind of stuff. This is quite an undertaking you guys you put forth every year, but it's worth it, and people could go take a look at it right now. The whole thing, we have a slew of awards to talk about here today.
Right. It's all on our website, mrc.org. We'll be posting it over the next few days at newsbusters.org. And I want to thank you in advance for your help being a judge. It's a huge ballot to go through every year, so many quotes, and yet it seems to get more extreme every year. Yeah,
and I think the all-time winner, if you add up awards, would probably be Chris Matthews. But let's move on. Let's go to the Move Along, Nothing to See Here award for denying Obama scandals, and this is cut 41.
This has been really, and I know people are going to call about Benghazi and other things, but this has been really and the IRS, this has been a really relatively scandal-free administration, first term and second term.
I particularly agree that with Ruth that this has been a scandal-free administration by and large, and we should appreciate that.
Now, I can't even fathom. This was my, I think, second choice for Quote of the Year, which we'll get to in a little while. I can't even imagine. It's like they're living in an alternate universe. That's Ruth Marcus of the Washington Post and David Gergen on CNN. I can't even imagine what they're talking about.
Well, they're talking about the fact that there are no
scandals
in the Obama administration. This, of course, is the year of Benghazi, the year of the IRS targeting the Tea Party.
Yep.
Lois Lerner taking the Fifth Amendment, NSA wiretapping,
going after the media, James Rosen,
the media,
yep.
Obamacare being awarded to cronies to put the website together, then it fails. I mean, you know, there is so much there that the media could have gone after, but why would people even say this and things like this? Because the media, the left-wing media that these people all look to and respect to, never made these scandals a front and center topic, except for maybe about a week and a half in May with the IRS. You know, they haven't touched the IRS scandal to speak of in 6 months.
Yeah.
They just won't cover these things.
Yeah, you guys document that all the time.
People like that think there's no scandals.
Yeah, it's just incredible. It really is. All right, let's move on to the Obamagasm Award. This is a picture for those of you watching at Newsmax. This is 38. For those of you watching on Newsmax TV, you could see 38 up there on the screen. I'll describe it. It's Newsweek, and it's in January of last year, right after Obama won a re-election, and it's called The Second Coming. America Expects, Can He Deliver, by Evan Thomas. You know, just a profile shot with the lighting on his face, I guess trying to make him look majestic or holy or something.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, the second coming was the way the media started the year with the inauguration. And, of course, Barbara Walters last night on CNN referred to Barack Obama as the Messiah.
Now, I was going to ask you about that quote. Is that going to qualify for next year's awards?
Yeah, too late for this year, but boy, that is at least worthy of honorable mention.
Oh my God! Yeah, she said when he was elected, we all thought, and my friends saw he was the Messiah. I mean, it's just insane. It's just insane.
Not even Chris Matthews went that far.
And that's not true. I mean, that's true. The tingle up his leg notwithstanding. We're talking to Rich Noyes, Director of Media Analysis, the Media Research Center. We're talking about the best notable quotables for 2013. These awards given out to the most loony bin leftist quotes in print or on TV or on magazine covers, as you just saw. Let's go to 42. This is the Obama's Orderlies Award for championing Obamacare. Here's 42.
This is the website, folks, healthcare.gov. If you go to this website, you will find out how easy it is to read, how easy it is to navigate, all the information, all the basic questions, and all the direction you need to take to get involved to get health care. This is a great guide, if I may say, for any of you out there who feel so confused by all of these right-wing commercials that are just permeating through your television screen and also in the sound culture of the country with the right-wing talkers of America.
Incredible. Ed Schultz, ladies and gentlemen. Typical Ed Schultz.
Yeah, that was September 30th, just a few hours before it launched. And, of course, when it launched, MSNBC's own correspondent was there, ready to log on, ready to say how wonderful it was.
Couldn't do it.
After 20 minutes, she said, if I was a customer, I'd never put up with this.
Oh, boy. Yeah, crazy. All right, here's the Audacity of Dopes Award for the wackiest analysis of the year. This is Cut 39. This is a moving forward promo on MSNBC for its own network. Melissa Harris Perry. Boy, did we talk about this one over and over and over. Here it is.
We have never invested as much in public education as we should have because we've always had kind of a private notion of children. Your kid is yours and totally your responsibility. We haven't had a very collective notion of these are our children. So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities. Once it's everybody's responsibility and not just the households, then we start making better investments.
Right. Kids don't belong to their parents or to their families. We gotta get over that notion. I mean, just the propaganda. I mean, if this was another country that will go unnamed right now, you wouldn't bat an eye.
Right, and I want to give an honorable mention here to the runner-up in this category, Tom Friedman, who, after the Boston bombing, he wrote a column that says, we need to redouble our efforts to make America stronger and healthier so it remains a vibrant counterexample to whatever ideology may have gripped these young men, the two men who bombed it. And the best place to start is with a carbon tax.
Yeah.
That is absolutely...
I know, that's going to keep us safe. Oh, boy. All right, now, for fear of not having enough time to get to it, this is, of course, the quote, part of the quote, most of the quote. It was deemed and voted on judges like me, quote of the year. It also won the Damn Those Conservatives award, and it's Cut 36. Cut 36. It's Martin Bashir. Reading about not liking what Sarah Palin said by making a slave analogy, and then talking about a slave story and saying this, Cut 36.
In 1756, he records that a slave named Darby catched eating canes, had him well flogged and pickled, then made Hector, another slave, S-H-I-T, in his mouth. This became known as Darby's dose, a punishment invented by Thistlewood that spoke only of the slave owner's savagery and inhumanity. When Mrs. Palin invokes slavery, she doesn't just prove her rank ignorance, she confirms that if anyone truly qualified for a dose of discipline from Thomas Thistlewood, then she would be the outstanding candidate.
All right, there you go. Martin Bashir, of course, eventually he left the network over those remarks. How did that rate as quote of the year? I mean, in other words, how many votes does a quote of the year usually get, percentage-wise of the amount of judges, and what percentage of the judges voted for this as quote of the year?
Well, usually there's an awful lot to pick from, and judges go in all sorts of different directions. Here, there was an awful lot of unanimity. I would say we had at least 15 quotes were out of the 42 judges. That's a landslide.
Yeah.
The nearest quote, I think, had 6.
Wow.
So this was a big deal. And of course, remember what MSNBC did? He apologized the following Monday, but then stayed on the air, did his show with nothing wrong.
Then they put him on a vacation, and then they announced that he announced his resignation. Listen, Rich, great. As I said, happy holidays to you and everyone there. Go to mrc.org, folks, and check out the best notable quotables of 2013. Look forward to next year. We already got the Walters one on the radar.
Yeah, we're moving on. All right, thanks.
Take care, Rich. Rich Noyes, ladies and gentlemen, Director of Media Analysis at the Media Research Center. Right here, it's always right here, is it not? On the Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax TV and radio.
The Steve